It's going to be a real busy week for the Dallas Cowboys, but then again, what's new? Every week it's a busy week. This week, obviously, on the heels of Friday's announcement that Ezekiel Elliott was going to be suspended for 6 games for domestic violence, phrased as conduct detrimental to the league. But we all know what it was. They explicitly laid it out that they believed Tiffany Thompson's story against Elliott and the witnesses, including her friend, who said that he didn't do what she claimed that he did. The NFL's panel, which was led by a New York Giants fan, basically said they did not believe what was going down. As far as Elliott's version, the burden of proof was on him to prove that he didn't injure her, as opposed to saying that it was no proof that he did injure her. So this week, the appeal is going down. It's going to happen in the first couple of days. That's the first thing. But in a grander scheme for the team, this is the week that they finish up training camp. I know it seems like it's been short, but they're actually going to pack up and leave Oxnard, California. They're going to play out this week. They're going to practice this week, then return home to face the Indianapolis Colts for their third preseason game on Saturday. And this is where it kind of gets interesting for me. Normally, the third preseason game, whenever a team has 4 of them, is the dress rehearsal. But for Cowboys, they have 5 preseason game thanks to the Hall of Fame game, and more importantly, what would normally be the typical third preseason week where they have another exhibition game remaining, that's going to go up against the Raiders. Now, we've seen the Cowboys play the Cardinals and the Rams so far this preseason, both teams that they faced early in the regular season. So beyond just being in the preseason, they went extra vanilla in these games because they don't want to show absolutely anything that could lead these teams to having insight as to what the game plan would be once they face off in the regular season. The Raiders are a much tougher opponent. They've been in the playoffs. They're expected to compete for the AFC Championship, and the Cowboys face them later on in the year. So it'll be very interesting that the Cowboys avoid doing their dress rehearsal game where they play starters into the third quarter. They kind of do a little bit of game planning towards the opponent, all of that sort of stuff. It would kind of make more logistical sense to do that this week against the Colts. Now, in addition to that, they're going to probably see the debut of Jaylon Smith, which is what all Cowboys fans have been waiting for, aside from the Elliott decision, all off season. The linebacker has been basically wowing people in practice. His teammates are all amazed. Everybody is keeping a clear-eyed view, a positive view about what he can do. But this might be the time that the fans actually get to see him on the field. In addition to that, Elliott hasn't played, Dez hasn't played, Dak hasn't played. None of these guys have suited up. So if the Cowboys are kind of going to do that one-and-done thing for the preseason, it's going to be in this game against the Colts. So those are all of the things that we're keeping our eye out for this week. Of course, a lot of guys are coming back from injury, including Jaylon Smith, who sat out. A lot of guys didn't play in this last game for whatever the reason may have been, just holding them out or being precautious about their injuries. But I would imagine that this is the week that the Cowboys Nation gets a full glimpse of the majority of the guys that we're going to go into battle with this season. So a lot on the plate, as usual, when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, and you know where to go to follow all of it. At KD Drummond NFL on Twitter, at the Cowboys Wire. Don't forget about our podcast, Catch This Fade, as well as Cowboys Crunch Time. We come in with 2 this week, 1 of each, to make sure that you're satisfied. Subscribe on iTunes. You know what it is. I'm out of here. Salute.